What quest are we doing even? I still haven't done that. There we are. Interview Graham in the North Ward. So I guess we go back this way. Check our map real quick. There we go. Take those lockpicks. Oh, there's a door. Oh, I don't want to steal. I can take that though. Patient.
That's settled.
There's Azo. Raven Wing. Mace one-handed. Thank you. So
I can do that. That's settled.
unique light armor. Take that. I'm not going to talk to him yet. Because if the whole sanitarium starts attacking me, I want to at least explore it first. Without being attacked constantly. So, let's see.
Something over there.
Something over there. A ripple sponge. Just what I wanted. Patient. Is that it? Can we get up here yet? Let's see. There's a door I missed. Keep your distance. Rick's in this cell back there. We've had incidents. After that, it's your own skin. Can't go in there anyway. So I guess we go back to... It's all explored, it looks like. Unless I missed something. We'll go back to this Azo. Slow it down. Let's check this real quick. Taxes collected. I lost 406. What? Alright, we need to hire some help here. Oh, I can't. Let's see, can I? I can hire these. 10 copper pieces per day. 100 copper pieces per day. Is he worth 10 regular people, though? I could hire 10 regular people. Or one. I can only hire 10 at a time. I'm thinking 10 is better. Can't see one person doing as good as whatever. And I think let's check our building. Let's start that for no reason. And okay, I think we're ready to talk to him. Brown-faced balding man turns to face you. His upper lip is pulled upward slightly by his pointed nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls.
What is the meaning of this?
Ethelmir told me you're supposed to be doing any more experiments. Yes, well, Ethelmir hasn't done much good for anybody since he had his soul moved to an inanimate object. So I fail to see why I should let that sway me. If animancers are all followed the commands of their leaders, where would we be? We'd all be as backwards and willingful ignorant as Raid Karis. We would know nothing about life or death or even ourselves. We would be lost in the dark with no clue as to why. I never thought I'd find myself in agreement with the statue, but Ethelmir's right about this fellow at least. He sneers at Azo. How easily ambition masquerades as prudence. I'll bet he's fooled even himself. You're right about that much. There are certain questions that need to be asked.
Precisely. I am down here defying my masters because there is good I can do here. And I will not let a bureaucracy stand in the way of that. Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer or it will be no one at all.
See, that's what you do. Try to get him on your side. Let's see, have you tried your experiments on any other subjects? I have, yes. No point in lying about it. Now that Ethelmir's involved, I have asked for volunteers for my patients, and a few brave souls came forward. I was very close at one time to a breakthrough. They understood that. They understood their sacrifices would mean something. Let's see. I'd like access to the North Ward. Out of the question. These patients are in isolation for a reason. I've been given permission to conduct my investigation down here. You'd be best cooperate.
My answer is no. Whatever you're looking for, those patients will not be able to help you. The head warden will stand by me on this.
Are you the animancer who's been buying relics from Immortal? You trying to discredit me? Go dig elsewhere. This guy's kind of a...
What is it now?
I heard you were demoted. How did that happen? Azo's nostrils flare as he bares his upper teeth more broadly. That's none of your concern. Did one of the others put you up to this? Oddmere, that smug weasel. Things went wrong. Everything, I don't know how. I'll never know. He spits on the floor as if to remove a bitter taste from his mouth. I'm no expert on awakenings. I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. I don't have time. So, North Ward. Find Graham. Maybe he's upstairs. Ripley. Old Red. Bell Sage. See what he has to say. Anything
Hello.
new? No. Why is this? See what he has to say, I guess. Look how tiny his head is. Is that it? You can talk to him now.
Greetings.
A bald man with a crooked nose gestures in demonstration over the still body of a patient before a small gathering of interested onlookers. Feeling your gaze, he pauses his discussion. Have you come to sit in? I'd like to know more about the it's generic stuff.
Hail, traveler.
What is it you do here? We get a number of bailiwick maimings every year, survivors dealing with complications from exposure. The fellow here is a severe case. His essence is a mere whisper of what it was. I'm an early in my I am early in my research, only beginning to understand how they work. But in time I hope to find a way to protect people from the storm's effects.
Hello.
Do you know anything about awakenings? Nope. Alright. Let me steal your literature. Eh. So it must be downstairs. Go back down and look again. What do I have to attack this guy to get entrance? No, we already looked through those. Braille.
Hello.
Nothing new. Patience. Flesh constructs. Can't get in there. I have to force this guy to give me access, maybe. I'll save it beforehand. Unless there's... It said North Ward, though. Check these. Patient. And there's nothing there, so... We'll try this out. Give me your junk. Oh.
Foran!
There, we got the key. Subject is male, approximately early 30s, powers of speech absent, presumably as a result of the over-fragmentation of his soul. As such, he is the ideal subject for present research. However, experimentation has caused severe pain and induced panic, and I have had to enlist the aid of the guards in transporting him from more recent procedures. Research journal. He found an ample source of essence. Human trials are the next logical step. Thank you for your stuff. And I'm gonna reload it and try see, make sure that's the only way to do that.
What is it now?
Like access to the North Ward again. So you can coerce them into your experiments. Frail told me everything.
She's a patient! That blazing woman knows nothing of the nature of my experiments.
He balls up fists and digs his teeth into his index finger. A growl simmering beneath his breath and a deep scowl compressing his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He pulls a heavy key from one of his pockets and nearly slams it down on the floor before handing it to you. Thank you. So there's two ways to do it. I didn't need his extra stuff anyway, so we'll just do it this way. And if I do need it, just come back and kill him. There, now we can access the North Ward.
These poor people. This isn't the treatment that they were promised upstairs by the cushioned seats and lush carpets. Is that the cure for soul sickness? To be thrown into a cell and subjected to the whims of your captor?
These animancers are as mad as their patients. But if all were treated like this, the sanitarium would never survive. What did these patients do to warrant such conditions? There are just as many who come here and are cured of their ills, people who would otherwise be cast aside. I hope so. Kana takes a deep breath. You're probably right. It's just hard to see. Let's be on our way. This place gnaws at the soul. A willow adolescent boy standing in the center of his cell, gawking and stoop-shouldered, he stares straight ahead. The occasional blink is only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy, doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and, of course, easily bypassed if you should wish it. Oh boy. You reach out for his soul. Close your eyes and edge forward towards the boy's soul as you near. A sudden malice comes over you. You are cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that strangles its host. Is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and already you feel yourself plunging into some interminable abyss of thought and memory. You are standing in a cell now, the same cell in the sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of despondent creators. When the construct is closed, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body, and through it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you, collapsing to the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You are rushing towards the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly, you think to yourself, quickly, and you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, surpassing it, and contained in this new vessel. You are strong again. You step heavy-footed down corridors, unheeded by the other constructs, and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers on the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands on a large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you are outside of a clear day, standing in front of a crowd, stacking high above you on the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you into a machine, the one you had tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl. But this body is not yours, truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-headedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous, unlike the others. This one has no soul of its own. The man speaks of the crowd applause with an enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. Bear witness, he says. He pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow. But the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to an awe as a crystal globe fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the globe crawls through a tube along a length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn, but you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. He looks back up at the crowd. "Behold," he says, but there is obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a plodding step forward, then another and another. You look up at the man, giving him the eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. "How do you feel?" he asks, at a volume meant for the crowd. And this is the moment. At the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you dive your head into the crystal globe, and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down into the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panic screams from the crowd. And by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animancy now? You are pulled again from the surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that form the thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you have seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing an Adra monolith at its center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once chaotic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, praising, calculating. There is no mistake now that it is the soul of the man who caused your awakenings that gazes out from the borrowed husk, a watcher. You made me into a watcher. I need you to undo it. That's so. He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant. And it seems for that moment that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of what he was about to say. His jaw tightens. I know your look. You hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go. He dodges backward with startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face, there is no malice, only the dissipation of a farmer putting down a sick animal. And suddenly he slumps forward.